Yo YouTube, back with another video. It's me, Cameron. Still don't have a nickname yet. It's only been like 10 minutes, so forget y'all. But anyway, back with another reaction. Blackie speaks. 6ix9ine crashing out over Young Thug. It makes sense though, because he snitched and his whole career was donezo. So it's only fair that Thug get the same belt.
The Young Thug situation, I stood quiet 2 days just watching it play out. You spoke for 2 hours. 2 hours.
I told my friends this. I'm not gonna lie with you. There's no way in hell Young Thug didn't snitch. And they've been talking to the federal agents for 2 hours straight, gang. I don't even talk to my mom for 2 hours straight, let alone the federal agents. What do you got to talk to the feds with? While you're being whatever, y'all got it.
Now, 6ix9ine is a name a lot of people haven't heard in a while. His name was everywhere a few years ago, but after his incarceration, the trial, the release, and the headlines about snitching, things started to go the other way. In early August 2020, during the pandemic, he eventually got out, dropped a whole lot of music, but things went quiet on his end. The last time we spoke about 6ix9ine was when the US government seized a bunch of his assets for unpaid back taxes. And now he's back crashing out on a rap game, specifically on Atlanta rapper Young Thug, who recently got caught up in snitching. I mean,
he's not wrong though. I'd be mad too if y'all blackballed me. This nigga
posted a video on his Instagram story calling out the rap game.
Can't pick and choose.
Specifically to say about Young Thug, who's been making headlines after an interrogation leaked where he was very chatty with the police. Okay, Thug
nigga, real talkative.
Patty. The whole situation is shaking up the street side of hip hop, and one thing a lot of people are pointing out is the hypocrisy of, you know, the so-called street code. It always seems
nigga went around everywhere talking about some loyalty. I go by a code. Death before dishonor. Whole time this nigga in the back door talking crazy. This nigga nasty. Thug is a nasty nigga to be around. He one of them people you just can't be around, or your life gonna get worse. I ain't gonna lie.
Used to apply when it's about selling an image, but when real life hits you in the face and you're in that interrogation room, maybe not so much, right?
Yo, I just want to know where all the energy at. The Young Thug situation, I stood quiet 2 days just watching it play out. Watching what excuses the people come up with. Every day, every year, every time a nigga come out, y'all move the goalposts further. Oh, nah, bro, it's different. No, it's different, bro. It's different, bro. It's different. You told, like, before 12 in the afternoon. Like, that's a forbidden rule. You can't do that. No, bro, it's okay, bro, because he told after.
No, you can't snitch before 12 o'clock, bro. It's haram, gang. You can't do that.
3, like, bro, it's so easy. They tell you have the right to remain silent. Anything used against you could be used in the court of law.
That's the first thing they tell you. Shut the fuck up. That's the first thing. They say you have the right to remain silent. Use it, nigga. You don't gotta start talking, bro.
You have the right to call an attorney right now. You spoke for 2 hours. 2 hours. It's me beating a horse. Like, I'm not saying that. Y'all heard what y'all heard. Where's all the energy at? Why hear everybody quiet? Why Lil Baby, 21 Savage, Future? Why you not saying nothing?
They heartbroken, bro. You gotta peep though.
Me, I do not give a I don't care.
Nobody does.
Since I came home, y'all know it. I wore my shit from day one. Yeah, I did it in what? I'm outside. Y'all know I'm outside.
So as you could hear, he did ask a very good question, which is, where is all the energy for Young Thug, who now has these allegations over his name?
I mean, shit, I'm bringing it. I can't lie with you. The only reason I'm mad at Young Thug is because he tried to destroy Gunna's career. He's going around making phone calls. Dawg, stop fucking with Gunna. That nigga snitch. That nigga a rat. Nigga not blood for real. Fuck Gunna. It's like, gang, you're home free too, bro. Get off the dick. Nigga, make your music, make your money back. All the money that you lost in the course of you doing all the jail shit, make your money back and shut the fuck up, bro. He snitched. Just cut him off and leave him if you don't fuck with him. Simple, bro. Like you doing all this shit, all this rah-rah shit. Now look at you, got caught up, dickhead.
Rapper Gunna, who used to be a part of Thug's YSL crew, was someone who got a lot of pushback and criticism from rappers for taking that Alfred plea deal back in 2022. And Thug, like a lot of other rappers, has been very vocal about his disdain for the concept of cooperating with the feds and aimed at criticism towards rappers in general, but specifically Gunna.
Build a website you love.
Yeah, that nigga Thug doing too much warfare. I'm gonna keep it being with you.
For your words,
Gunna ain't even respond to these niggas. That's the problem.
Your brand.
Y'all arguing with a fucking wall.
Now, 6ix9ine is someone who's always been defined by two things: his antics and his cooperation. For anyone who doesn't know, 6ix9ine used to roll with a gang called 9 Trey Bloods. That was his way of gaining protection, but also credibility from the streets. Rolling with real gang members made his image believable, and he was able to use it to his advantage by selling records. But like always, when you mix rap with the streets, things eventually take a turn for the worse, which it did. At the height of his career in November 2018, it all came crashing down. Tekashi and a few of his close associates were taken down in a massive federal bust.
The rapper Tekashi 6ix9ine, whose real name is Daniel Hernandez, appeared in federal court for sentencing.
He even got a good kid name. That shit bad, John.
Hernandez pleaded guilty and provided extraordinary cooperation to federal prosecutors that enabled the takedown of the 9 Trey Gangsta Bloods gang.
ATF agents, NYPD, Homeland Security, all moving in at once. What made it crazier was the timing, because just a week before, 6ix9ine sat down
Yo, he cheesing in the courtroom though, he going home.
Said that the only 2 things he feared
Funny
were
as
God
shit.
and the FBI.
One thing I feel in life, no, 2 things. God first and the FBI.
And then within days, the FBI actually showed up at his door. After his release, however,
So you should
6ix9ine
shut up. They
wasn't
wouldn't
the
have
same.
known.
Getting the same type of buzz he once had was impossible for him, and his name hasn't been in the conversation anymore. He also became blackballed from the street side of hip-hop after his cooperation with the authorities, and a lot of people have stood firm on the fact that he shouldn't get any support due to that. Now for 6ix9ine, there were some aspects that came into play, like his own gang actually turned on him, which was a big part of the reason why he...
Not facts. His gang turned on him, so I understand why he snitched. But once you subscribe to that street code shit, there is no going back, son. You're either in it all the way, or you're not in it at all. You can't be wish-washy, bro, because that shit dead. All criminal organizations die from the inside out. Starts with a fucking weak guy who'll think he really about it. I could do a 25-year bid, no sweat. But once the feds really put the needles on him, they can't do it. So guess what? Now they got an informant. And once that shit happened, that shit all over, bro. Don't worry.
Testified in the first place. Back in the summer of 2018, he was kidnapped by members of the very same crew
but
he was rolling with.
It makes sense for him to snitch. I ain't gonna lie.
A stolen car. From there, they drove him around the city, stopping every so often just to beat him up and taunt him while he begged for his life. And 6ix9ine is one of the only rappers in history who's had the entire street side of hip-hop turn their back on him completely. I mean, rappers were extremely vocal about him snitching. Everywhere you turn, there was somebody saying something about it. And now we have Young Thug, who's in the same exact situation. And 6ix9ine is pointing out that the hypocrisy is very loud. If you haven't been paying attention, there's been a lot of people coming out in support of Young Thug. And I'm talking about in the rap industry. A lot of the same people who's had a very strong stance against the so-called no snitching code have all been trying to bend the rules. Because Thug has a lot of influence in the game, and
you can't bend the rules, bro.
On his good side.
Yo, I watched Top Boy back in like 2020 when I had Netflix, bro. A quote that always stuck to me was when Sully was talking to Shorty. I forgot her name, but she was like, "Come on, Sully, give me a pass, man. Give me a pass." Nah, nigga, there's no passes. Stop begging. That shit disgusting. And if you're not, what's it called? If you're not food, you're monsters. And I could never be food, fam. I could never be food, nah. So nobody gets passes. The streets is the streets. The code's the code. You know it, nigga.
Some pushback to what he said. His reputation overall has never been great in hip hop in general, and Thug is a rapper who's very liked in general. I do believe that 6ix9ine is the wrong messenger here because he was caught up in the same scenario. And I'm sure we can all agree that the issue with 6ix9ine goes way deeper than just snitching. I personally never cared too much about it.
Is he the wrong messenger?
He was trying to sell an image and pretend like he was about it. But then again, that wasn't very hard to decipher. And for this particular story, I actually do agree with 6ix9ine. It's honestly sad that there's so many grown men who could be doing so much more in this world instead of worrying about and trying to enforce a so-called street code that doesn't exist at all. Personally, I feel like street culture in hip-hop overall is eventually gonna die down. And as a matter of fact, I personally think it's heading that way. People are way smarter these days, and they can tell when someone is faking the funk because 99% of the rappers in the game are
just a persona.
And I'm talking about the street rappers.
Oh, that's just a persona, bro.
It can be a famous gangbanger and get away with committing crimes. It eventually catches up to you, and we've seen that in so many scenarios on hip-hop. Part of the reason why people have been attracted to that type of image, especially in the past, is because there's always been a little bit of a question mark. Did they really do everything they're talking about? And that question, I believe, created the intrigue in itself. It's almost like watching an action movie, and you don't know if it's based on a real story, and it keeps you playing out a lot of the scenarios that you're seeing on the screen in real life. That's why guys like King Von, especially after his death, became so popular. Everything about
King Von is a scary nigga, bro. I can't lie with you. Nigga, first of all, we know he was catching right. Because even in the interviews, nigga ain't give a fuck. He was just talking. Yeah, I did that shit. All you see is dirt. Don't tell him about that. Then so yeah, we didn't do that killing. What the fuck? So you kill niggas. You don't care that you snitching on yourself. And you rapping about it? Nigga, you're crazy. And the way he went out was even crazier, bro. I remember when I found out he died. Yo, they said, yeah, he was on probation, so he couldn't have a fire on him, but he seen the boy he ain't like. So he went outside, whooped that nigga ass. What? You ain't got no pipe and you know niggas want to kill you and you still going. Yo, niggas be wildin'. This nigga King Von's a dangerous boy. I can't lie. He was one of the few niggas in the rap game. I'd be like, all right, now he really did that shit for real though.
Everything about his energy screamed, I did that. But then again, how much of who Von was an act? That's another conversation for another day. Now these days the gag is up, okay? And people know better than to believe fictional stories about all the crimes you've committed. And once in a blue moon, you do hear about some people who are very dumb enough to put actual crimes they've committed in the music. And that's when the social media department of the police get alerted.
That's the thing with Von, bro. His songs would be so descriptive. Like, nigga, I know you did that. Nigga, you did that last Tuesday. Nigga said, yeah, I parked the blue BMW outside her crib on 8th Street. Hopped out, beat her arrest, and left her in the race beat. What, nigga? And then you see Shorty in the hospital 2 days later with a black eye. Like, yo, you really did that, bro. You wildin', son.
There we go.
It be too many details to be made up. Again,
I know a lot of people don't like 6ix9ine, but can you really blame him? He's not only gotten blackballed from the rap game, but people dragged his name through the mud for years and called him a snitch. They called him a rat, all types of names, which he technically is, right? Like a snitch.
I mean, technically,
everybody
but
loves ends up being in the same scenario. Suddenly, people are trying to change the rules of the game. Why? Because people love being selective, and that's what 6ix9ine is obviously seeing. You can't fault him for speaking on it, because again, all these guys dragged him through the mud and dropped all kind of rat emojis in his comments, and all he's saying is, hey, let's keep the energy consistent here. Can we do that? And that's the message he's sharing with the street side of hip-hop, who obviously won't listen to him. But I'm sure it's uncomfortable for a lot of these guys to see that even the biggest people who claim that they're about it actually aren't. It makes complete sense, because obviously a lot of this is, or should I say all this is, entertainment, not real life. And I'm very happy that we've gotten to a point where this, generally speaking, seems to be the sentiment, at least for the most logical human beings. Let's just say that we can see through it like CT scans. People just aren't buying it anymore. And quite frankly, I think people are just overall tired of street culture because it's causing so much dysfunction out here. But anyway, what y'all think about 6ix9ine crashing out on Young Thug? Do you guys agree?
No, that shit earned though. I'm not gonna lie with you. Thug deserve all that. I can't lie. Nigga was bugging for that. That nigga Thug really pissed me off with all this shit, bro. Cause it's like, damn, you really a tattletale ass nigga, bro. And you wanna be mad at other niggas, but that's my thinking. Tell me what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Subscribe, like, and comment. You gotta do all three to get that get that real trifecta going. Triangle, strongest shape, and it's the strongest shape, right? That's a fact. It's the strongest shape, best foundation. But alright though, y'all, I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Peace.